What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another Palantir update video, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Palantir stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record. We will get right into it. So as you guys know, today was the demo day for Palantir. We'll cover that real quick, and then we'll get right into the stock analysis that we do on a daily basis. So I don't have obviously like a live video that I could share, but you can find them online if you're interested in the demo day. But essentially what we got was Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo. Gotham being a government defense software, I believe, and that seemed really cool. Now, I think that the demo day, what a lot of people were anticipating was some sort of a show or some sort of an exciting, like, here's what we do. But it was a very I think the guy that I was watching looked like he was at his home, just in his room. They didn't really have fancy slides or fancy live demos. But that what we have to understand is Palantir is not necessarily trying to appeal to the general consumer, right? They're not going to sell you and I a product. They have to sell to the C-suite. They have to sell to people in large companies, right, that understand exactly what they're talking about. And so from someone who has a little bit of background in software and AI, right, it's super interesting stuff. And what they're trying to do is actually a problem that needs to be solved. And based on what I heard today, it is a nice way that they're going about kind of approaching it, right? So I think while it wasn't the most exciting presentation that I've definitely ever been a part of or ever seen, I do think that what they are kind of going for, they're doing a great job at it. Now, a lot of it also, though, is kind of dependent on how that progresses in the next couple of years, right? I think that's going to be key for Palantir, but I do believe that they've kind of proven themselves, both with the amount of revenue that they've had, right, but also the products that they have. So I'm really excited to see kind of how they're able to develop this. A lot of this is still in the design phase, right? And they're still improving on a lot of these, but that's the way a lot of these great products are developed. So I'm really excited to kind of follow up with Palantir and how it does. As from the stock perspective, actually, if you want to go, check out the video, feel free to. It was not the most exciting thing, like I said, but I think it's still, if you're an investor in the company, it's always a good idea to kind of know what they're selling, right? Their products. So taking a look at the stock, though, we were down 2.37% on the day and then another 2.74% after hours. So we're talking about a little bit over a 5% red day close to close if you count the after hours, right? Which is kind of what we expected. Typically, when we run up but when we run up to an event, the event itself is a sell the news type of event, right? Seen it over and over again, so wasn't really surprised that we saw the sell-off after hours. The red day during the day was nothing too crazy, so I wasn't worried. Right out the bat, though, we closed yesterday in the mid 36s. We opened here, and then it was just swinging up and down for a little bit, honestly. I don't know how else to describe it, right? We went up here to the 3640s, 3470s, 3687, broke VWAP, came back down to 35, and then it started to calm down for a little bit here, and then dropped again to 3432, pushed up, couldn't break VWAP. If you take a look here, right, it was almost hitting up against it a couple of different times, but could not break above it, relative weakness. Then came right back down. What I liked this time, though, I was watching the stock during the day, was that we didn't hit this low and start to go lower. We turned around, pushed higher, broke VWAP, and then kind of closed here. Obviously, we're selling off in the after hours, but if you take a look, where did we bounce from? Pretty close to our level that we have, right? So great, validation of our level there. It always makes me happy when we have levels on the chart and we can validate those, even if it's a little bit of a red day, because that's ultimately what it comes down to. Look, neither you nor I can say for sure what Palantir is going to do tomorrow. If someone tells you Palantir is going up for sure 100%, they're lying because they don't know. But what we can do is we can look at charts and we can kind of figure out, okay, well, based on what it did the last time it was at this level, here's what we think it can do, right? And there are many cases when I have a stronger conviction, such as this breakout that we saw, and we were talking about it for a while and then it broke out. And in instances like that, right, I do think it's going to break out. But again, there's no guarantees. But, you know, when your levels get validated, it's definitely a good, you know, thing for you to see and, you know, trade based off of, right? Because if it dips to a level, I can buy and I can kind of ride that wave back up. So taking a look at future levels of support and resistance, obviously we saw an event that was a little bit anticipated. The stock ran up ahead of that. It broke out, which I think wasn't necessarily due to the demo day, right? A little bit of the run up was due to the demo day. A lot of that was just due to it consolidating and getting ready for a breakout. So on the upside, we've got the high of today to push, which is 36.87. And then we've got this 39.58 level, which is the all-time high that we set just yesterday, right? So those are the two levels that we have to push from on the upside. Now, this 36.87 and 39.58 upper levels are going to take a little bit of momentum for us to get through, right? On the downside, what we have is this 32.86 levels that we've kind of identified. Then we've got this 30.39 level, and then we've got a 30 mental resistance before we have the 29.40s level. But, you know, that 30.36 or 30, is that what I said before? 30.36 also is really close to the AEMA. So I think if we break below this 32.86 level, we should find good support in the AEMA. As you could see, you know, a couple times here, it bounced perfectly off that AEMA. If not, we've got the 21 EMA right at 27.80, but I don't personally think we go down there, at least not like right away. So that's what I'm looking at on the downside, watching for a push towards 32.86 and then this AEMA at 30.66. And then if we break below the 30s, then 29.47. Long term, still bullish on the company, but it is due for a little bit of a pullback, which is why I was not surprised when we had a little bit of a red day today. If we see a little bit more of sell the news, right, maybe we dip down to the 32.86, but as you saw, you know, 32.86 was what it dipped to, was quickly bought up, which is what I like seeing. So hopefully, you know, if we visit back there again, we get bought up and start to move up. Very excited for what Palantir has to bring. So, you know, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Demo day was, I mean, from someone who is excited about these products, I think it went well, but I think other people were expecting a little bit more of a presentation than they gave, which is fine either way, right? To each their own. But I do think, you know, continuing to hold my shares in the long leap that I have expiring in 2023. And I think I have another small call position as well that I shared yesterday, continuing to hold on to that for the time being as well. And I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But again, you know, I think this company has potential in the long term, due for a little bit of a pullback, maybe bounce off this 32 level if the sell the news thing is real, and holds kind of this negative in the after hours into tomorrow's pre-market. And then if that keeps going, AEMA, but, you know, hoping for a bounce and then a push back up, or maybe a little bit of consolidation and then a push right back up. So keep you guys posted on that. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. If you are new, comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, what your thoughts on demo day are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.